I would like to hear something from you about the human heart. I'm curious, it doesn't seem to feature much in the non-dual understanding, but if we look into the mystical traditions, they always speak about the heart. In Sufism, it's the purification of the heart, or they speak about the mirror of the heart. In Christianity also, mystical Christianity, they have the prayer of the heart. So I'm wondering, what's the place of the heart in this understanding? In my experience, it seems to be almost like this energetic muscle inside of us that can contract and expand and then really profoundly shift our experience of people around us or of life. So how would you describe the heart in this understanding?
I think that the heart is pure love. And it can be more or less veiled in us. But its essence is pure love. And the veiling of love causes all sorts of emotions. That's why we feel that our emotions arise, or the seat of emotions is in the heart. But most of the emotions that arise because love is veiled in varying degrees. Sorrow, shame, guilt, jealousy, fear, anger. Most emotions we have can be traced back to the absence or veiling of love. But love is the essence of the heart. It's utterly intimate but impersonal. So the purification of the heart would be the unveiling of the heart, the removal of everything that prevents its nature of pure love from shining.
Is that what we also call in psychology working with our shadows and patterns, purifying the heart?
Yes, connected, yeah.
So would you say there's value in this? Because sometimes in your meditations I heard you say that if we only rest in being, it will eventually percolate into all these unconscious areas, and there's not much we have to do, really.
Well, no, I don't. Well, I say both. It's true that I think I finished this morning saying that as we soak the mind and the body in the yellow vat of being, that slowly the qualities that are inherent in being pervade and saturate, progressively pervade and saturate the mind and the body. It's true that happens naturally or automatically, but we can cooperate with that process. And for instance, in psychology or psychotherapy, the working with your shadow would be one possible way of cooperating with this process if it was done in the context of this understanding.
So we have, like, as an overall understanding and frame, we rest in being. This is the priority in a way, and then to support that resting in being, we can still be proactive and find other modalities.
Yes, and not so much to support it, but to facilitate living the implications of this understanding of ourself as infinite being. Then we can cooperate with the reintegration of this understanding in our everyday life, in our thoughts, feelings, actions, perceptions, and relationships.
Mm-hmm. And to come back to the heart, this sometimes I experience this almost this movement of like expansion, and then again contraction, and then again expansion. And sometimes it seems so random, like I don't even know why, almost like a muscle that goes like opens and closes.
Yes.
Like, where do these movements come from?
When you feel loving, do you not feel that your heart is wide open?
Yes.
And when you feel contracted, mean, jealous, unkind, do you not feel that? I'm sure you never feel such things. But do you not feel that your heart closes?
Yeah, I do.
So the closing of the heart is it's not really the closing of the heart. It's more like the veiling of the heart. Mm. When the heart's innate love is closed, all these emotions tend to follow. And then when the heart is not veiled by these emotions, its innate quality of love shines. Another way you could talk about the veiling and the unveiling of the heart would be the opening and the closing of the heart. When you feel love, you feel open, you feel wide open, no resistance. You feel connection. When you feel your heart closes, it's resistance. Mm. You want to say no to your circumstances, to people, to...
And is the heart, sometimes they also say the heart is the seat of the self, or sometimes I hear also in Sufism they say that the heart, there is something like a heart-mind, almost like not locating the mind in the head, but bringing it down into the heart and then thinking through the heart. Like a different kind of intelligence, probably, that then just flowers in us when we rest in being.
Yes, it's not just reason, it's love. Mm. So we all know what reason without love looks like. Yeah. So it's been kind of sinking down from the mind into the heart. It means, yes, it's bringing love into our thinking process. This combination of thought and love. But the Sufis have their own language, their own way of, and it doesn't map one-to-one onto the language you use here, but it's very close.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was wondering, because I feel you don't use the word a lot, but I feel it's implicit in all that we...
I don't use the word heart a lot.
Much in the meditations. Yeah.
It's true, yes. Yeah. I tend to refer more to being.
Yeah,
which is, of course, the heart of ourself, and being's nature is love. So, yes, you could replace my word being for love, but I like to be very precise with language. Just the fact that we're having this conversation points to the fact that there's a lot of ambiguity around what the word heart means.
Yeah, that's true.
We probably all have a slightly different view of what heart means. So if I spoke a lot about the heart, I would always have to be qualifying what I meant exactly. However, there's absolutely no doubt in anyone's mind about what I mean by being. Mm-hmm. I think we all now this week understand exactly the same thing by the word being. So, as you know, I'm a little kind of clinical in my use of language. I like to use language that's really clear, to the best of my ability, clear, unambiguous. If I was to speak about the heart, we would be having this conversation all day long. What is meant by the heart? What isn't? So it's a beautiful word, as long as the word is not used to disguise lack of clarity. Mm-hmm. As long as we know what we mean. That's why I'm careful in these meetings to really define my terms and make sure you know what I mean by the word being or sensation or perception or finite mind, and so that we're all speaking a common language, and there's no room for vagueness and misunderstanding. And
Yeah, when you say that love is our shared sense of being, that's really when I feel that this is something that is born in the heart or comes from, the center of who we are. And
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But the center of who we really are is being.
Is being.
Is
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
So in this context, being, love, the heart, they're all the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's not much ambiguity when we talk one about being. Everyone knows what is meant by the word being, or when we talk about our being shared. I'm a sort of mix between a kind of scientist and an artist. I like to borrow from both disciplines.
Yeah. Beautiful.
My mother was a bohemian, extremely unconventional bohemian artist, and my father was a extremely conventional, rational banker.
Good genes from both sides.
And I inherited, I hope, as well as some of their less good qualities, I also hope that I inherited some of their beautiful qualities. And they both had many beautiful qualities. And I'm somewhere in the middle, somewhere in between.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of mothers, I really enjoyed your conversation with my mom.
It was lovely to see your mother.
Yeah. Although it was a bit unusual to see her on a cinema screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.